We're starting off today grinding feed for our cows. What my dad is working on right now is getting corn out of our bin. It's running up the auger of the feed grinder, and then it's grinding it up, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now I moved over to the barn where Dad is opening up bags of soybean meal. That'll get mixed with the corn, and then he'll also put other minerals in.
So now that he's got all the corn he wants in there, we're gonna put the soybean meal and the oats in. Right now, everything just got mixed. And that's the finished product right there. Now we'll put it in the chop room. Alrighty, so he's just starting to run some in. I'm down here at the bottom where the chop obviously comes out. This is from the last chop that we ground. And so, as soon as he gets some in there, I'm gonna let some down. I like chop when it's fresh because it's not near as dusty. Fill her up nice. Today, we're going to be harvesting some of our field corn. Right now, we got the tractor hooked up to the auger, just starting to get it lined up so we can get the top of the auger lined up with the top of the bin. It's got to be kind of perfect, if not we're going to have corn spung all over. So that's the first process. Second process was actually, we just got finished. Just at the corner of the barn, you can see we have 2 gravity bins. That's going to be what we're going to put our corn into. Then we're gonna bring it up to the auger, dump it in the auger, it'll go up to the auger, and then drop that into the bin. And so it's a little bit early in the morning right now. It's only like 8, 9 o'clock. And so we wanna let it dry off as much as possible before we start harvesting corn. That way the moisture is as low as possible. And when I say moisture, that means how wet the corn is. Obviously, the corn starts out very, very wet. And as the season goes on, it gets drier and drier and drier. And if you have a lot of nice sunny days, it'll get very low. But with all the rain and getting the corn in late, corn this year, just in general, it has high moisture. So we want to wait as long as possible. Dad came, we got the little auger perfectly in place now. He's down blowing out one of the gravity bins, and Frank also just got here not long ago. He's up working on the plastic, and so we're just about to start. We're waiting for the neighbor to come. He's gonna bring the combine, and we'll start picking some corn. We're gonna be using the 4230 to haul one gravity bin, and then to haul the other one, we're gonna use the case. The case has a battery that isn't too good, so we have the charger on it right now. Hopefully it sticks with us throughout the day at least anyway. And then the International is gonna be on the auger, running the PTO. That way, you know, it makes the auger spin. The guy just got here to haul one of our cows away. When we got these cows, they were, I think, around 300 pound, and they appeared all to be pretty good. We did notice though, one of them had a leg that didn't seem to be in the best of shape. And I guess that's what you call a lame leg. The leg isn't broken. I don't know if something happened at birth or what, but anyway, it's been getting worse now since time has went on, and now that it's getting bigger and has more weight, it's really struggling. And so instead of waiting for the snow to fall and, you know, just not to be able to get around even worse, we thought we're gonna go and get it butchered now, even though it's not really to the correct weight that we'd want it to be at. And so he is the one in the pen right now laying down. He does get around, he'll move around the pasture throughout the day, but obviously he's just not in as good a shape as these other cows are. And so it's a shame, but these things happen and we just have to deal with it now. So are we gonna try on some of these guys out, or we'll just wait to see what he says?
See what he says.
Please don't lick the camera. For now, or come in there?
Well, you can probably come in. I see she's gonna want to stay there with the others, but we can separate her a little bit. We'll let them decide. The other ones are coming along real nice. Get her, let him go get him some water.
So Dad just finished off a load. Actually, that was the second one. He's heading down over the hill right now. The hill that we have to keep going up and down is so steep though that we cannot go up it with the case, which is what I was just driving, only the big John Deere. And so we only have like 1 or 2 more loads to bring up, and I can't do nothing now with the case. So he's just gonna do that now with the big John Deere. Seems, I guess, like everything's going pretty good up here. There's no point in me going up there, it ain't gonna do nothing. But as soon as that gets back, then I will show you how this is working. See how Frank's making out. I know some of you guys are asking about the soybeans. I don't know how they turned out yet. When I hear from Dad, I'll let you guys know how the moisture was and if it was profitable or not. How's it going, Frank?
It's a lot of work.
I could imagine.
Well, I started on 2 rows and it was going really good, and I was keeping up with each other, and then all of a sudden I had to just finish 1 row.
Yeah.
But, well, what happened is it's hard to take care of between the tractors, getting into it, and plus it's just good. I think it's real moist in this area, so what happens is it gets really tucked.
Oh yeah.
So you got to keep digging it up.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, these weeds aren't helping either. They kind of root into the plastic, and then it makes it rip when you try and pull it.
Like a football field almost.
It's.
I'm thinking about it. Looks pretty close.
It's trying to think. I want to say it's like 1,000 feet or something close to that.
Yeah, it's got to be close.
So, football field is what?
I think it is 1,000 feet, isn't it?
Football field is 100 yards, which is
No,
300 feet.
Yeah, that'd be 300.
Yeah. And this is 1,000.
Yep.
So this is like 3 times, over 3 times what a football field is.
Is it?
All right, so Dad just pulled in. Dropped the chute down.
In here you can see how the corn is kind of just flying everywhere, and that's because in a minute you'll see we have a spreader at the top of our bin, so it evenly disperses the corn everywhere instead of just putting it on a pile in the center. Here's Nathan going through our second to last field on the farm here. We don't grow a lot of corn, and so we don't have a combine. We don't even have an auger to put the corn in our bin. So we're really thankful that he's doing this for us, because if it wasn't for him, we couldn't make it happen.
Okay, so I'm just heading home now. We got the whole farm done today, which was only about 9 acres of field corn. And then we have about 5 or 6 more to do tomorrow. And then that's it. Besides the field that was going to be for the corn maze, which is like another 7 or 8 acres, something like that. So I won't be here tomorrow. Dad's going to finish that up. And then the reason we're not doing the corn maze field is because we got it in the ground a lot later. So that way it was more green for when people were walking through it, which means it has a lot more moisture. So we're gonna try and let it in the field as long as possible, and then we'll get that harvested, and then we'll see what we need to do from there. As always, thank you guys for watching. And always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.